book heard me. The book heard me, people. Sometimes they'll be explaining stuff and I'll be like, but we read on. I've had so much caffeine today, my brain is just... But this one feels more like words on the page at the moment. I'm absolutely flying through my December TBR. I genuinely did not know I could read a book that quick. Hello and welcome to a new video. It is almost the end of Bookmas, guys. I cannot actually believe it. This is my third to last video. Time has gone by so fast, it's crazy. Today we are doing a very exciting new challenge, which is something I've been wanting to attempt for a while, and I finally am gonna do it. And that is a 24-hour reading challenge. I've done my research. I've watched a lot of 24-hour readathon videos, so I've seen this done in all sorts of different ways. I myself personally know that I need my sleep. Rule number one is I need my sleep. So therefore I decided to just not do like a continuous 24 hours, because I just know that either I would fall asleep midway through and not finish it, or I would finish it but at the end I'd be so sleep deprived that I would just not be taking anything I was reading. I'd be reading just to complete the challenge, and I never want reading to become like something I force myself to do. I want it to be fun. So I want to do this challenge because I think it's fun, and I don't want to be forcing myself to do this challenge, if that makes sense. And so I've decided to do 8 hours split up over about a week. What I'm doing is on Thursday, next Monday, and then next Thursday, I'm going to read for 8 hours on each of these days. And I just know that the days in between, I will get almost no reading done. Like maybe max half an hour, but I just wouldn't have time to do reading. Because Thursday, next Monday, and next Thursday are just the days that I have free to be able to read, to be able to do nothing. Outside of that, I will be so busy. And so that is my plan, to split up into 8 hours, and it won't be exact. For example, if on like one day I do 7 hours, another day I do 9, that kind of thing, that is fine. But we'll see. I'm getting ahead of myself. We're not into this video yet. We'll see how that goes when I do it. So let me pull up the TBR for this reading vlog. This is basically just my December TBR. There are 8 books here. So obviously, as you can see, I've currently almost finished this book. So the first book I will be starting the 24-hour reading challenge is this book, because I have to finish it obviously before I can start a new book. So we will definitely be reading this book, The Book of Dust by Philip Pullman. And then the other books, I don't know. I'll just see what I'm more in the mood to pick up between my TBR for the month of December. So obviously I did do a TBR video. It was Bookmas Day 1, but let me give a quick recap for you. So we have You've Reached Sam by Dustin Tao. We have Calabasas by R.F. Kuang. We have A Heart So Fierce and Broken, and then obviously I need to read the third book in the trilogy, which is A Vow So Bold and Deadly. These are by Bridget Kemmerer, and are book 2 and 3 in her Cursebreaker trilogy. Then we have Equal Rights by Terry Pratchett, Throttled by Lauren Asher, and then Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. Honestly, I feel like this is a pretty good TBR, because most of these books, as you can see, are kind of like average length. I even have these 2 are quite short, so I feel like that's good for a 24-hour reading challenge, because it just means that I'll be getting through books quickly, and that will kind of make it seem more rewarding than just reading a long book like during a whole day. So I think it's good that there are quite a few shorter books in here. So I don't know which one I'll be picking up. We'll just see what mood I'm in when I finish Book of Dust, which one I want to pick up first, and we'll just go from there. Honestly, I honestly have no idea how much I could read in 24 hours, but we will see. Like, if I do manage to get through it all, then that'd be great, because then I'd be able to get through my TBR of the month and maybe actually finish my TBR this month. But yeah, so these are the 8 books that I will be choosing from / reading in this reading challenge. Enough yapping. I'm sure you guys will want to see me reading books, and I want to start reading the books. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first book we'll be reading in this 24-hour readathon is The Book of Dust. We're just going to be reading the very end of it, which is about 30 pages, so like it barely even counts. So we're just going to quickly get through this and move on to something else. I'm not really going to talk about this book much in this vlog, because I already mentioned it in my F1 Drivers Choose How Many Pages I Read vlog, so I'm just going to finish it and then we're going to move on. Oh my god, it is so early. I'm too tired to be having like rational thought conversations and finishing books like this. So we're going to pick up a second book, and that is Throttled by Lauren Asher. Okay, so I'm about 100 pages into Throttled. It has been about an hour, so I'm just under 100 pages in. It's definitely easy to read. Okay, I'm enjoying this. Okay, so I have migrated downstairs. I'm almost 250 pages into this book. I am actually flying through it. I don't think I've ever read a book in one sitting before, and also I haven't finished this one, but I would definitely read it in one sitting, which is crazy. But yeah, I moved downstairs because I wanted to play some music, put a little vinyl on, and just like sit here and smash through the rest of this book. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just gonna sit here, read, listen to some music, be chill, you know? You just got into a crash, like a big crash, like think Romain Grosjean at, I can't remember what it was, but Romain Grosjean crash, everyone knows what I mean. Oh my god, I literally just said to myself, there haven't been any big crashes yet. That feels not unrealistic, but like, I read a book for drama, so I wanted some big crashes and no one happened. The book hurt me. The book hurt me, people. The way that there is something about a man saying something with fear in his voice that really does it for me. It makes no sense. So on the radio, no one's just like panicking and I was just like, oh my god, my poor baby. But at the same time, I was like, my poor baby. You know what I mean? We have finished. We have actually finished a book in a day, in less than a day. It is currently 17 hours and 47 minutes on the timer, and I started this timer at 22:30 because I've done an hour and a half reading yesterday. I counted in this, and that means this took me about 4.5 hours to read, which is insane. I genuinely did not know I could read a book that quick. Okay, so now we have to choose the next book that I'm going to read for this 24-hour reading challenge. Obviously, like I said, I'm going to be pulling from my December TBR, so here's the rest of it. I have some choice here. I have these two, which are going to be quick and easy, so I might just go with that because they'll be easy to read and I'll be able to get through them quickly. I did just read a romance, so I don't know if I want to go right into it with another romance. Even if this isn't a romance, it's like heartbreaking. But these two will be also quick and easy, and I could finish them in a short amount of time. Another option I have is A Heart So Fierce and Broken, because I only have like the second half of this book, not even probably like the last quarter of this book, and then I'd be able to carry right on with the third book in the series and I'd get that done. That would be good because then I'd be knocking a series off my list and I'd be finishing the series before the end of the year. So this is definitely a possibility. This one, I think I've got 100 pages, just over 100 pages left in this one. And then this book here is 400 pages. And then the two that I'm probably not going to go with, Calabasas and Magnolia Parks. I may pick up Calabasas towards the end of the challenge if I feel like it, but I don't think that will be for today. And Magnolia Parks, I just don't think I'm going to pick it up during this video because this is then, there's a whole series behind it, and I think I'd like this to be the last thing I read this month. So the only way I would pick this up is if I got through every single other book on my TBR in this video, and I just don't think that's going to happen. I'm just not normally a person who immediately picks up a new book after finishing an old one. So I'm not really, none of these books are kind of doing it for me right now because I'm just so fresh out of this universe and I just finished this. But I think, okay, so it's between these two, A Heart So Fierce and Broken or Equal Rights, because these are both ones that will be really quick and easy to read and I know I can definitely polish off today. We're going to read the first page of each of them and we're going to see which one we are drawn to more. This one does seem interesting. Right, this one. Yeah, neither really convinced me to read either book, but I do think this one will be a little bit more fast-paced than the other one, and I want to read something that I will be able to read without issue. And I think it's also finally time for me to finish this series, so we will be reading this book next and then continuing into the third book in the series. Don't know if we'll be able to get through both of these today. We'll definitely be able to finish this today. This we may get part of the way through. Anywho, before I get started on those, I'm gonna make myself something to eat because I'm hungry. It is lunchtime, and then we're just gonna sit down and get to reading. so I have finished A House of Risen Broken. I had about 150 pages left and I read that in, wait a second, an hour and a half, an hour 40. As you can see, I currently have 16 hours left on the clock, and so yeah, it took me about an hour 40 to finish this book. I honestly do not know what I think of this series. I have very mixed opinions about it. Honestly, it can only be decided with the final book, which I'm going to read now. I don't know if I will finish this today, we will see. But there you go, so I'm going to start this. Should take me probably about 4 hours, I'd imagine, the same time as Throttled took me, so like 4.5 hours. And yeah, we will see what I think about this series, because I honestly cannot decide until it's completed. I'm feeling conflicted. But we read on. Okay, so it is day 2 of my 24-hour reading challenge. It is a couple days later from day 1, but literally over the couple days I've been so busy that I've read like maybe max 50 pages. Strong of Vow, So Bold and Deadly. I'm at about the halfway point. We're just gonna sit here until we finish this. It shouldn't take too long. On page about 200 and there are 400 pages, so I'm almost exactly halfway. So it should probably take me a couple of hours to finish this. Let's get reading. Technically the 4th book I've read in this reading challenge, but the 2nd then completed total book that I've read. So I'm now at basically 12 hours in, which means that today I've read about 2 hours, a little more. These 200 pages took about 2 hours, which is kind of what I expected. I think this series wasn't for me. I think it wasn't bad, but I just felt too divided about my thoughts of it. And at the end of this, one of the main characters like had the bloody pregnancy trope, like at the very end, like when everything's all solved and everything, but I hate that, don't like it at all, so that didn't help its case. But I was really, I was very torn about this book. There are parts of it I was like, yeah, you're making good points, and other parts I'm like, but you're not really making those points, like you're not going to the end of them. I don't know, it wasn't a bad book, but I don't think it was like a great book. But yeah, so I finished this book. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get up, I'm going to have breakfast, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. I do also need to choose what I'm going to read next. Okay, so I had breakfast and I have started the next book that we are going to be reading in the challenge, and that is Equal Rights by Terry Pratchett. I picked up this one because I kind of just wanted something quick and easy, something small that I could read quite quickly. And also it was either this or You've Reached Sam, and I didn't feel like crying, so I went with this. But yeah, so I read about 20 pages while I was having breakfast, and so I'm just going to sit here on the sofa and finish it. It'll probably take me another 2 hours, maybe a bit less because it's smaller pages. That would be really good. Okay, so I have finished book 3, I guess. I've finished book 3 and I've completed book 5. So that means that I have read 2 books today, which isn't bad. Today I've read for about 6 hours. I feel like that's right. But this book took me just under 3 hours to finish. I think because there are like no chapters in this, it's just one continuous book, and the pages, they might be small but they're very forward writing, so I think it just took me longer than I expected. It wasn't bad. I think it was a good read for this sort of thing because it's standalone, it's easy to get into, it's quick to read, didn't it? Like, I'm not gonna get like a book hangover from this. It was just a good, decent read. I gave it 3 stars. I do love Terry Pratchett's writing, it's really funny, and so I enjoyed that part of it. That is all I'm gonna be doing for today because I have to go off to school and I've got work this evening, so I've got 8 hours 40 left, and so I'll probably, in a couple of days, I'm gonna do the rest of it and we're finally gonna finish this reading challenge. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with today. I managed to get through 2 books. I'm absolutely flying through my December TBR, and so yeah, it's just been a good time and I'm having fun with this. It's a fun challenge. We're officially on the last stretch, day 3. It's been 2 days since day 2 and I did maybe a total of half an hour of reading over those 2 days, so I've just been very busy. So this morning we got up early and we had read for a couple of hours, so there are now only 6.5 hours left on the clock, which is good. We're getting to the end. So I've been reading You Reach Sam. It's just the next book on my TBR that I picked up. I'm about 200 pages in, and honestly I'm not really sure how I feel about this book. I think the story is nice. Maybe it's the way it's written is a bit weird. I don't know, I won't be able to make an opinion on it till I get to the end, but the concept is really nice. I'm reading it, but I'm not 100% invested in the story, but who knows, maybe by the end of it I will cry. But honestly, considering I expected this to be like a devastating sad book, so far I'm disappointed. We're gonna finish this within, probably it'll take me about an hour, and then we'll move on to what will probably end up being the final book of this little 24-hour reading challenge. And no, so far I'm disappointed. I just kind of wanted to read, like I didn't want to read something that would destroy me, but at the same time I was like, I do, you know, like you can always say I don't want to be destroyed by a book, but you know you do. I think this might be the author's debut novel, but if it is, then that it feels like a debut novel, you know what I mean? It feels like this is the first time this person's written a book, and there's nothing wrong with that. They've written a lot of books since, but yeah, I think it just feels like a first book. And so I'd imagine, because it's not bad, like the story's good, the writing's not bad, it's just kind of, it feels like a book, you know what I mean? Like you're reading it and you're not immersed. Like there are some books you read them and you almost forget they're books because you just get so immersed. And then there are other books you read and you're just like, yeah, this is a book and I'm reading words on a page. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like it will, but this one feels more like words on the page at the moment. First off, please forgive my shabby appearance. I have not yet had a chance to get ready this morning. I've been reading this book. There's now 5 hours 37 on the clock left. So this book took me about 3 hours to read, and it's just under 300 pages, so I feel like that makes sense. Honestly, I was underwhelmed. I was low-key disappointed because basically I expected this book to be really sad. I expected to cry. I did not cry. There were no tears running down my face, much to my disappointment. I don't know, there was something about it. I just didn't really feel invested. I didn't connect. At the end, I was a bit sad, but not enough to cry. I don't know, I felt like with Julie, there were just times when, I don't know, I guess grief is weird, but there were just times where she was doing stuff and I was like, get over yourself, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like I felt bad for that because her boyfriend had just died, and so like logically she was gonna do stuff that were a bit insensitive, but at the same time I was literally just like, get over yourself. I didn't love this book. It's probably a 2.5 stars. I feel like it's a solid like half book. 2.5 was halfway through a 5-star, and I feel pretty much how much I liked it. It was like, it was a book. You know what I mean? It was words on a page. The concept of it was really interesting. I just feel like the concept could have been taken further. But yeah, it wasn't bad. Honestly, so far this reading vlog has been low-key disappointing. I did really like Throttled, but the other books I've read in this, they've all been kind of mid books. I think the highest rating was 3.5 stars, and I think that was Throttled. So yeah, this hasn't been the most like successful reading vlog. It's been fun. It's been successful in that I've only got 2 books left on my December TBR, but the books I read I haven't been loving. It is what it is. I've been enjoying them. None of them have been bad books, they just haven't been great books. This is the book I'm going to read next because it is the second last book on my TBR. The other book is Magnolia Parks, but seeing as that is part of a series, I want to read that last. This is just a standalone, so I'm going to read this, and then I'll be able to read Magnolia Parks and read the series without getting interrupted. So I have, as you saw, 5 hours 37 left on the clock, and considering that this, which was just under 300 pages, took me 3 hours to read, this is 530 pages, so we may just finish it. I feel like we could finish it, so I think this is a good one to finish on. Hopefully we'll actually like end this reading vlog on a book that I really enjoyed instead of a book that I was kind of like mid about, but let's not get our hopes up, guys. This will be the last book we read in this vlog together. I hope it will be the best book we read in this vlog together. So yeah, so let's get reading Calabasas, and hopefully this will be better than the rest of them. Okay, so I'm exactly 100 pages into Calabasas, as you can see. So if I'm enjoying it, it's like every Hour of Crying book, very big words, big ideas, kind of ideas that I'm just like, if you say it is so, then okay, I agree with you. I'm just not gonna like, and have the mental capacities to disagree. It may be because they're academia, but I kind of just, sometimes they'll be explaining stuff and I'll be like, if you say so. Sure, I'm just here for the ride. I'm enjoying it. It is fun, very Art of Quang. I'm starting to sense she has a distinct style of writing. Maybe, to be fair, it's giving more Babel than Yellowface, because obviously, well, both this and Babel then had to do with magic and Oxford. Clearly she has a type. I will say this book was interesting because it literally got right into the action. You know, sometimes you have like a chapter or two of kind of like setup, which gives you the context, the characters, the stakes, and then you have like the main problem comes in. But here, immediately, like at the very beginning, it was like, she's going to hell. And I was like, oh, okay, we're starting right here. It does have some like, when I say flashbacks, I guess, some explanations that come in. So like there are chapters and every now and then there's like a section, there's one that's like on magic, on reincarnation, and then they kind of explain stuff, but that's more lore within the story. And then there are some parts in chapters that are like memories of what happened previously, so you do get context as you go along the book, but you literally start it, it's like bam, she's going to hell. But yeah, so I'm about 100 pages in. It is 4 hours 11, so I've been reading about an hour and a half. And yeah, I don't know if I will get this finished before the time runs out. I think it will be a race against time, quite literally. And with that, we have finished the 24-hour reading challenge. I was so close to the end. Look at that. I think I have just over 100 pages left. But we are done. We have done 24 hours reading spread into 3 days of about 8 hours each. That is insane. Damn. I've had so much caffeine today, my brain is just going crazy. Yeah. Right, well, let's grab all the books we read in this little reading challenge and let's go through it. So, this is a misleading stack. Wait a second, this is gonna bug me. Okay, so this is a misleading stack because we did not complete every single one of these books in their entirety. That would be insane. So we finished 7 books, but we only completed 5. Which honestly is still like really impressive. I've read 5 books in 24 hours. And then I read about 100 pages of this and 50 pages of this. We read 5 books in about 200 pages. I don't know how many pages that is, but it's probably a lot. I want to know. I have to know. It's gonna drive me crazy if I don't. Okay, so we read approximately 1,879 pages. That's a lot. I said I read 50 from this and 150 from this. It's not exact, but I can't remember, and I would have said it at some point in this video, but I can't be bothered to go back through all my footage. No. I honestly am like really proud of myself. I didn't expect to read this much, plus all this, of course, but that's crazy. That's actually like insane. Plus, I got through my TBR, which is the best thing, honestly, out of this. Honestly, the books themselves were, a lot of them were quite mid. My favorites were probably Throttled and Calabasas. I really enjoyed Throttled. Like, it wasn't a great book, but it was just a really fun read. And then Calabasas, I am enjoying it. Obviously I haven't finished it, but I am enjoying it. Very R.F. Kuang. I'm starting to get a feel for her style, I guess. Although to be fair, it's giving more Babel than Yellowface, but it also, you can tell that it was written by the same author as Yellowface. This was really tiring. I got up so early so many times. I would honestly like to try, at a time when I have, like at a point when I have more free time, I'd like to try and do like it over 2 days, so I guess 12 hours each day, and honestly maybe even over 24 hours. I don't know if I could do that. I need my sleep way too much to ever like not do it, even if it is for reading. Today I did 9 hours. I think the first day I did about 7, and then I think the day after that I did maybe also kind of 7. I think I did like 7.5 on the 2 other days, and then today I did 9. I did more today. But yeah, we did obviously read quite a lot of like smaller books, but I think that's also a good thing because it gives you the kind of sense of accomplishment that you need to continue, at least me personally. I know if I'd like been reading this and this, which are like quite big books, it would have taken me longer and would have felt a lot more like hard work, less rewarding. Whereas reading like smaller, easy to read books definitely made the time go past quicker and made it seem more rewarding because I was actually like checking things off a checklist, like I could physically see my progress, if you will. So I do think that was a good idea. I got through a lot of my TBR, which I'm very happy about. I've only got 1 book left in my TBR that I chose out for myself at the beginning of the month, which is really good. Honestly, I'm just really proud of myself that I did this. It was a big challenge, but I rose to the occasion. I read more books than I would have thought possible, and I had fun. It's been a really long time since I've just like spent the whole day reading. I think each day we read about 2 books. The first day we read the 50 pages of this, we read Throttled, and we read A Heart So Fierce and Broken. So the first day I think was when I did the most reading, like in terms of books. Then day 2 we finished this and we read this, and then day 3 we finished this and we read most of this. All in all, I'm pretty happy with my progress. It's definitely something I would like to do again. Not anytime soon, but I would definitely like to do it again just to see if I could beat my record, read more books. If I were to do it like in 2 times 12 hours, how would that be different? Anyway guys, we have come to the end of this video, of this 24-hour reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know me personally, I love watching 24-hour reading vlogs, and that's why I wanted to do one myself, because I just think it's so interesting just watching these people read for such long periods of time. So I wanted to do it myself. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. So if you did like this video, don't forget to give me a like, and if you're not already doing so, follow me hitting the subscribe button. This was so far my favorite video to do for Bookmas, and if you want more Bookmas content, don't hesitate to stick around or go watch my previous videos. I wish you a absolutely wonderful day, and I will see you in a couple of days for my second to last Bookmas video. I can't believe it's almost over. Bye.